Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. You can't waste money as an entrepreneur. You can't waste money. Hey, look, like this past Tuesday I talked about look at spending as investments and everything. You really need to think about it, especially as an entrepreneur. Now, I'm going to tell you what, I've talked about plenty of entrepreneurs getting started and plenty still have to work on that part-time job or full-time job or what I would call a day job just to really get going, just to get their stuff together. It's not, like I said, there's no shame in that. I've had 1,000 jobs for a reason. There are so many jobs I've had since I started like my publishing business, including the government. Shoot, I've had a lot of jobs, a lot of places, everything, right? But my main thing was still the publishing. Okay, fine. But one thing as an entrepreneur, whether you're working a part-time job, and especially if you're not working something else, like let's say you making enough money to pay your rent, mortgage, or whatever, your rent or mortgage. That's the main thing. Pay your car note, pay your bills. You can't waste money because hypothetically, 1 month you can make $30,000, but then the next month make $10,000. See, one thing in business is you're going to have highs and lows. You're going to have a high month, you're going to have a low month. So if you have that situation, first of all, you need to especially manage money because you're going to go through those peaks and valleys. Like when you get up to those peaks and everything, you make some money. You don't run out and go buy like the latest car or like going out to like fancy restaurants and spending that money. No, you put some of that money away. Yeah, you can have some money. Ain't nothing wrong with going out every now and then and, you know, having discretionary income. In fact, you might want to like even factor that in to your monthly budget, discretionary, and say, okay, your fund money. Okay, it's nothing wrong with that at all. It is nothing wrong with that at all. But you can't waste money. You can't be stupid in how you spending your money. Because as I said, like you gotta make enough to pay your bills, right? Like the way I do it, okay, I got my money to the side to pay like my house payment and everything else, right? Okay, I got that. But then I also got, you know, it got my bills and everything. Also, I'm putting the money away. I got to put money away for taxes. Got to put money away for savings, you know? You got to have those accounts. And then I might have something extra. It's like, okay, I might spend it on something, you know, do something exciting or something, you know, that I can't write off. Okay, fine, all right. But I don't waste it. I ain't buying like, you know, I'm not driving around some late model luxury car. Trust me, I can afford it. I could probably afford like a fancy car, a Porsche or a Maserati. I'll probably get a Maserati next car anyway, but I drive what I drive. I drive a modest car. I'm not trying to impress anybody, you know? I'm not trying to impress anybody because I don't need it. Now, my car is paid off, though. I have a modest car, but I paid it off a 5-year note. I paid it off in a year. In fact, I talked about that before, you know? I paid it off, so I'm not worried about that particular bill. Only money I spend on it now is just to keep for basic maintenance. All right, so I'm not wasting money on a car. And, you know, when I say I buy clothes, what do? I say I buy clothes just to wear on these shows. You know, nice shirt, everything. But when I'm out and about, I might just wear an ordinary t-shirt, or even if I'm wearing a polo, or it's a polo from, like, I'll say a lesser store, no brand name on it, anything. It doesn't cost that much. But, you know, because I'm not going to waste my money on some expensive clothing if it's not to make more money. See, when you're an entrepreneur, and it still comes down to, I don't care who you are, what it is, you might not make a lot of money. If you look at a lot of major corporations, whether they're online stores or whether they're brick and mortar stores, they don't really make their money until like the Christmas season starting in September. Most businesses don't make money during the rest of the year. They know it. That's why, hey, that's one of the reasons why they call Black Friday, because it's starting the Christmas season, and it's when they go back into the black. That's one of the reasons. There's some other stuff they'll read, you know, that's more for a History Channel or something, Black History Channel, why they'll call it a Black Friday, but we won't go into that here. But the businesses, they thinking, okay, we can make our money back during this time, because they know they ain't making money the rest of the year. In fact, you have some businesses, they only operate from like September through January. You got some, seriously, you got some businesses. I always get a new calendar from this place, and I see it in different malls. They're always selling calendars and everything, you know? But they only gonna make their money during a certain type of year. And then when I was working retail, we had a lot of what we call tchotchke gifts. You know, just some stuff that are just strictly gifts. But they only gonna make their money a certain type of time of year. Rest of the year, they're not making money. As an entrepreneur, you can't always say you're gonna make money. And even then, you know, it might not be like an extreme of 30,000 to 10,000 back to 30,000 or back to 40,000. It might be $1,000 per, you know, $1,000 difference per month. That's still a lot though. That's still a lot, because anybody who's been into some real business know your margins, your profit margins can be razor thin. So as an entrepreneur, you know, you got to be very conscious of how you spend your money. You got to be very conscious. You got to like realize something, you know? Yeah. Had some stuff here with my background music, but you gotta be conscious. You gotta be conscious of how you use your money. Speaking of my background music, it's just some music piping in from my cable. Now I pay a good amount of money every month for cable, but then it's paying for the Wi-Fi and everything, you know. And then, you know, I got some stuff for my sons on there and everything. But other than that, you know, it's not a waste of money. It's not a waste of money at all. You know, because you got to think about, okay, how much money you spend in a month? What things are you putting money into? What equipment that you might be using, everything. So you got to go back to what I was saying on Tuesday about looking at spending as investments. And especially as an entrepreneur. Because here's the thing, if you're working a 9-to-5 job, let's just be real. A lot of times you can just show up. There's many people just show up to the job, they still get paid as long as they do, and they do the minimum amount of work and still get paid. Now, I wouldn't advise that. I definitely don't. If you're gonna work on a job, you need to go hardcore so you can make more money, you can move up. You can put yourself in a position where they gonna be slow about having to fire you. You know, so you still want it, but you still gotta think. You gotta think, you gotta use your money, you can't waste it, it's a tool, you know? You can't spend it on whatever, because tomorrow ain't promised. When I do my videos and everything, I don't know how much money this video is gonna make, or any of my other videos, it's different prices. There's some videos, shoot, made a lot of money on, you know, thousands. Other videos I made like tens on. And still gotta go. So that's the thing. So as an entrepreneur, do not waste your money. You gotta be smart with how you spend it, you know? Because yeah, you had that big month, but then the next month might not be as big, you know? And then the month after, you might go through 2 or 3 months, they're not as big, and then have a really big month that dwarfs all the previous 3 months. That's the life of an entrepreneur. You gotta wake up every morning like, yeah, I'm gonna make this money, all right? So anyway, y'all know the deal, and y'all know what I'm gonna say at the end. Let's go make this money.